We got the new mega carport up last night, and the first vehicle we're going to be putting in somewhat long-term storage in the back row here is going to be the 64 Studebaker Wagon Air. So I figured we'd take a quick walk around of it before we tuck it back in the corner. I made a lot of progress with this thing last winter, and everything's just kind of fizzled out this spring because I've been so busy doing the yard work and just keeping other vehicles operational. So we're going to get back to this in due time, but in the meantime, I want to put it in here. It's going to stay nice and dry. Being a Wagonaire, if you're not familiar, the whole gimmick with these, the rear third of the roof slid forward, so you had kind of a convertible truck hybrid going on. But because of that, big surprise, everything leaked. And this also has a roof rack on it, and each one of these, they have a gasket under it, and the gaskets are pretty dry rotted. So if I had sat this thing outside, it was going to get all wet, and the floors are actually in really good shape yet, so I don't want that happening if I can help it. This is extremely solid considering how we found the thing, and I'll put a picture of that in now just for reference sake. And yeah, there's a little bit of rot at the kick panels on the front on both sides here, and there's a little bit of rot down in the rockers on the very bottom edge on both sides. But for the main body of the car, that's about it. A little bit on the fenders there. Every Studebaker has that. Oh well. When I first started, there was only this on both sides, and I think there's a wing window on the other side. Other than that, all the glass was out of it. So through a lot of trial and error, I got this all pieced together last winter. We did take the windshield out of a parts car, put that in here. The problem was it was already cracked when we started, so that only got worse, being that it's under so much tension getting it wedged into the window seal here. So it's better than nothing, but there are a lot of cracks in the thing. So oh well, I'll get a new one when we get the car actually on the road. And yeah, still a pretty big dent back here. I'm not worrying about that just yet. You can get access back behind that pretty easily if you take a couple interior panels out. So we'll get around to that when we get around to it. I'm consolidating all the spare parts. Well, they're not spare parts, they're parts I need to use, but anything that pertains to this wagon will be with the wagon, so that in a half a year's time when I get back to this thing, I actually know kind of what's going on instead of things being spread out between 3 different properties and so on. You might remember if you watched some of the previous videos, we did get it running. I'll see if I can pop the hood here to show you. None of the doors just open cleanly on this thing. And this may not actually work. It was kind of finicky the first. Yeah, I'm going to need to put the phone down to get this popped. Well, apparently that's just deciding not to play along. So you'll see in the video I put in here of it actually running, kind of how we had everything. I cleaned and painted what I could to make it look nice under there. I'm not sure exactly why that latch doesn't seem to be working, and I need somebody to be holding the pole while I'm trying to pry up the hood, and I'm only one person. So there's a lot of things around here where that happens, and you're just kind of shit out of luck until somebody shows up. Still got to get all of the 3-speed on the column stuff swapped over here from the parts car. This was originally an automatic, and now it has a 3-speed with overdrive in it, so that all needs to come over here. That is kind of the only thing keeping this from driving at the moment, besides it not having brakes, and that's just as simple as, you buy the parts you need to put on the thing for it to have brakes. But getting that all figured out is going to be the biggest hurdle yet before this thing actually sees the road. Anyway, figured I would just give you a quick little update on how this thing's looking, and let you know you're not going to be seeing it for a little while, but we'll get back to it next year probably. I'm changing focus a little bit this summer. It's almost July already, and that's kind of peak summer for Alaska here, and we start going downhill come mid-August. So I can already see the light at the end of the tunnel, except it's not a positive situation. So I definitely want to be working on some other things over here. Last night we made some big progress with the world's worst 68 Dodge Charger, and you'll be seeing that in a video coming up here real soon. Getting the carport up though was a big job. Had a bunch of friends come over, and luckily we were able to get it knocked out here pretty easily, and it is going to be wonderful to use this as a workspace. We're going to store 2 cars back here. One of the cars you haven't even seen yet on the channel anywhere. The Wagon Air we'll put back in this corner. And then in the front, we're going to have the 49 Dodge Cornet, so that Austin and I can start blowing that thing apart and trying to get that flathead 230 inline 6 freed up and get this car on the road, because it definitely deserves more attention than it's been seeing the last year here. I've just been too busy. But the time's coming for this car, and you'll be seeing that as well.